especially on the side of EDG, is that they have picked this champion up 3 times already for the entire tournament. 3 times, but it has a 100% win rate. They used it once before during their match against Trace Esports, during the regular season or the group stages, and they used it again during their match against Trace Esports again during the playoffs as well. And we have seen Alone just pop off with this champion. Right now, they're looking to do the same against KeepS Gaming.
KeepS Gaming going a bit, I would say not during the playoffs patch composition that they have right now. It's gonna be the ton on that Kha'Zix. Apart from the Hecarim, apart from the other set of junglers that we have been seeing lately, Kha'Zix is one of his best picks as well. Alongside an Ornn, this will give KBG some strong engage potential in their hands. Ornn haven't seen as much, but with his resurgence here in this series, we will be seeing long-range engages as well as pokes coming from KBG, might be allowing them to get isolated targets for this Kha'Zix to jump later on.
Fiora as well being hovered right now by EDG, especially for Xiaojiang, is quite new compared to the last series that they've been with against Trace Esports. Because normally we do see him just prioritizing something like a Renekton, maybe a Gwen, or an Aatrox. But since all of those are no longer available, he is going to be adapting this time around. It can provide a lot of sustain for the team, especially because of the Grand Challenge. When it's proc, it can help out on the extended team fight. Alistar as well just provided so much feel for the backline later on. However, it's still gonna be threatened with Anra9's one of his favorite champions, the Kassadin, the late game god.
Yeah, late game god. Kassadin, we all know how strong Kassadin is in the late game, and he gets to the 3rd point, and his ultimate, he's just so mobile as well as dealing so much damage on this champion. The only thing that I'm seeing on the side for KBG that might be a point of weakness for them is that this is 2 champions that are scaling, that do have the tier. They will be very weak in the early to mid game transition. This Ezreal and the Kassadin might get exploited by the side of EDG because they do have an Alistar, do have an Hecarim. 2 champions are really adept at forcing fights as well as going for these tower dives, and if you pair that up with a jumping Tristana, you're gonna have a lot of damage on your hands for the side of EDG. So there is moments for EDG here where they have openings to really take advantage of this power, the chance for the power trough coming in from the side of KBG's lineup.
Yeah, there's something interesting about the composition of EDG as well. Is that it is the fact that everyone can actually go in when they have the opportunity to do so. There's the launch from the Fiora, there's the onslaught of shadows from the Hecarim, there's the package or the Valkyrie of the Corki, there's the jump from the Tristana, and the Alistar, of course, which is headbutt pulverized as well. So KeepS Gaming has to really pick their moments when they will try to retaliate. That will be around 15 minutes into the game for sure, as that has been the trend line that we have seen so far with a scaling composition, especially with a Kassadin. For early game, they have to play it slow. EDG is not gonna let them though.
We know EDG is a very aggressive team, and even though it's not just this blind aggression that we see in some teams for EDG, it's more calculated, but at the same time, it's really the tempo that they are able to set from the mid-game onwards, and that might just overwhelm the composition that KBG has. One more thing I want to mention, last week we saw a lot of this matchup between EDG and Trace Esports, the Fiora and the Renekton in the top side of the map, where Xiaojiang was just bullying out Lee Sao in that matchup because the vital points are just being shown here, especially in the early game, especially in the level 1s. But if KG can dodge out on some of these vital procs, he may be able to get that early, at least, laning advantage against a Fiora.
Yeah, KG has shown how disciplined he is in the laning phase. He has been in various situations before as well, being ganked, being focused, being pinned down a lot of times. That's why he has adapted so much of his strategy already, not only in the laning phase but also for team fights as well as skirmishes as well. We see damage actually being thrown out by KG a lot more than Xiaojiang. This can be a little bit menacing for this Fiora, not too entirely threatening just yet here for EDG. We're seeing a pathway by our junglers as well on both sides going towards top side. Might indicate they want to camp early.
Yeah, but the difference is EDG knows where the Ton is at the moment. They know that the Raptors are being taken, and they might just have a clear timing on this Kha'Zix. On the top side, just gonna see a bit of trading. In terms of the health, there's a bit of an advantage on the Fiora as of now, but Ignite was also used at level 1 by the Renekton to just try and get a bit more leverage in that one.
Yeah, mid lane, it is going to be a bully fest. Actually, Alone is going towards mid lane. Yu goes in the bottom lane. A bit of a switch up here by EDG, similar to how they did against Race Esports before as well. It's a great matchup right now, having the rage advantage and good damage as well thrown out by the Tristana in physical form compared to the Corki in magic form, because Kassadin does negate some of the magic damage just because of its passive, plus you have the shield as well. Everything right now in this matchup against Alone against the Tristana is fully negated.
Yeah, and also Tristana is a marksman that scales well into the late game, because if she does get her items, she also gets that increased crit. She's gonna be able to mow down a lot of the members from KBG, so she's perfectly fine. Even though we do know Tristanas also are very explosive and they have the explosive burst, they can burst down targets. That's why she's really strong in the bot lane as well. But that's also what makes her so threatening in the mid lane, because there also can be ganks coming from your jungler that just helps her out to deal that damage. Not a lot of kills yet so far. We do see a bit of a fighting in the top side.
Yeah, KG winning a little bit in the exchange, but in overall health condition, Xiao Jiang still maintains a healthy state on his side as well. And speaking of burst, because you mentioned it a while ago, I think Andalon9 is very interested on the Kassadin just because of the match of FPX as well. Yesterday, we saw SkyFL being able to burst out a Vladimir with 3 hits in the late game during their game number 4. That's how dangerous a late game Kassadin can be, and it is going to be very, very true as well here in this match right now, because this Tristan is not going to be tanky.
Yeah,
the Corki as well is just going to be so squishy.
That's a payoff, right? If you have a Kassadin, you're very weak in the early game. You're not going to be able to help your jungler if he does get invaded. But if you're able to get to that late game, if your team allows you to get to that point, you're going to be able to burst down targets. And EDG right now is not forcing a lot of things. They don't really have a huge winning matchup. That's why I like how the draft has gone to the for KBG. The Kha'Zix picks has really allowed this, because Kha'Zix is such a strong early game champion, such a big threat in the jungle that you can't just really go in and try to invade or make plays inside the enemy jungle to try to get more positioning. And this is allowing the Kassadin right now to just really farm out in the mid lane. It could be forced by EDG, but so far they're giving that respect towards KBG.
Yeah, and it has to be, the respect has to be given, especially with the composition of Good Best Gaming. They basically have a reset city composition, especially because of the Kassadin, because of the Kha'Zix.
Oh, yeah.
When they get to that single target lockdown, surely the others will strive as well much more. But EDG possesses that as well. And the fact of the matter is that EDG's composition actually strives better in the early game, particularly from 5 minutes towards 12 minutes. I think that's going to be the time wherein they're going to be stepping on the gas pedal a little bit more when the objective does rise up. 15 seconds is the name of the game, or at least 15 seconds left before the objective does spawn up. We can see that EDG might be interested in taking the Rift Herald instead, so that they can unlock towers faster. But even without it, looks like it's not going to be a problem at all. Platings are already being taken here.
Yeah, up to 3 plates being taken by EDG. Dragons we started here for KBG. The package already up here for Yo. But as you mentioned, it's going to be the Herald, probably the focus here for EDG, because KBG is actually just took that dragon outright. Yeah.
Yeah. EDG not getting on any objective. Xiao Jiang gonna get the ganked here into the bottom lane. Jump around here by the Thon. Call up the board card gonna be as well. But Xiao Jiang still fine just for the meantime. First blood comes through for Best Gaming after taking the dragon a little bit late on EDG, taking the Herald. I think they can use it in the mid lane. However, because of the gank, first tower already by Best Gaming as well.
Yeah, this is massive for KBG. They didn't even need to take they didn't need to take the Herald to take the first turret of the game. Yes, Herald is being summoned down the mid lane. They're gonna take a turret for themselves on the unfavored EDG. They might get topside as well, so giving them that in terms of gold, giving them that advantage. But for KBG, who's scaling, and they're getting the dragon as well as a turret gold infusion towards their team. This is already a win for them.
A massive win, to be honest, for Keepers Gaming. If the tower wasn't taken down by Keepers Gaming alongside with the plates, the trade would have been okay for EDG. But everything started with 0711 actually starting late in the Rift Herald. That signaled Keepers Gaming to actually have an opportunity to gank the bottom lane as well, which was very devastating for Xiao Jiang. Now, it's going to be a little bit different in the laning phase, because the benefit of this composition of Keepless Gaming as well is that the Ezreal, similar to Andra 9, using the Corki before to battle in the side lane split push against the Baron laners, this time Shama can do the same, focus on clearing the wave and not be threatened at all for any dive.
Yeah, and that's what KBG is doing. They're really bad. They didn't go for the rotation, but topside though, Landy going in.
Yeah, charge is there. KG is still gonna be fine. Andran in the area as well. 0-7-11 helping out with a push. They do have the explosive charge there, dealing half of the HP of the battle.
And this is what's dangerous right now for KBG. We're seeing Alone being escorted by the team, just going for these towers, going for these objectives, and dealing massive amounts of damage. It's kind of a timer right now for KBG. We were applauding how KBG has been doing these rotations, trying to keep the Ezreal safe, Shaoma being able to just clear the way with the bot side, but with the Ornn being with him, giving a lot of safety towards that Ezreal, it allowed EDG to have numbers advantage on the other sides of the map. That's why they were able to deal so much damage to the top side tower. And right now, we're seeing the teams back, they're seeing them reset, but that is something that EDG now has threat on KBG. If KBG would put more people towards the Dragon later on, if they're going to put more people to try and defend both the Ezreal and the Kassadin, the other members of EDG can just go into these other lanes and destroy turrets.
And speaking of other lanes, bottom side, tier 1 tower can be threatened this time around by EDG. They are grouping up right here. Keepless Gaming though, responding just accordingly, preventing any sort of push happening here from the side of EDG. This is good actually. Great macro coming in from Keepless Gaming. Just watching the movements here of EDG, preventing them from taking any more turrets on their side. That actually prevents any sort of gold being injected here to the members of EDG. We're seeing just a little under 1,000 gold by EDG against a Kassadin lineup. This is actually massive for Keepless Gaming.
Yeah, Keepless Gaming is really going through their carries right now, able to get their items. The Ezreal and the Kassadin slowly getting to that point in the late game, and yeah, KBG is holding on, but EDG still have their options. EDG can go into this mid game, able to take down if they're able to get this dragon or put KBG in the weird spot to be able to get a fight, then EDG might just balloon in gold. And it's something we've seen before, honestly, coming from EDG. They can go on these fights, they can go on these 50-50s and just outplay and out-micro the other team. But KBG is no slouch on that as well. Yeah. So it's gonna be super close. It's gonna be a very tough fight for both of these teams, and it's gonna all culminate in that dragon 15 seconds before the next Drake comes into the map.
Yeah, Keepless Gaming is no stranger to having outplays, comebacks, and also just big surprises as well. Right now, they're trying to surprise Xiaojiang. Daton is going to be in the area. KG starting off in B by Daton. The jump, though, is going to be cancelled this time around. They're waiting for Andra 9, but the rest of EDG going in the area as well. Finally, they commit. Xiaojiang immediately backing away. EDG, though, threatening for a dive towards Shama and Yuyu, but good defense being established right now. They're battling forward the Ice Dragon. EDG wants to prevent Soul Point here. Andra 9 gets engaged. Langui, though, will not be successful with the CC. KG also slices and dice away from EDG.
Yeah. No big engagement yet from both of these teams. It's only 0-7-11 actually on the Dragon. Bot lane turret is being taken here by EDG. Good on the macro play for them getting a turret, but still the Dragon is the main point of contention here. Andra 9 does father know the ward, they know that he's on the flank.
Yeah, he wants to go in, but he's gonna be spotted out. Great damage onto Langui already. Flash is in, gets the damage, gets the CC control as well. 0-7 focusing on it as well, but Corgi is gonna be taken down. KG is a little bit zoned. Dragon's gonna be taken here by the Hecarim as KBG this time around has to disengage, but Adam wants to fight, immediately void out as well. And EDG is losing a bit of members already. Great charge coming from Yuyu as well. The cleanup is just gonna be there from Andra 9. The ref blocks are doing the work, the damage as well, but 0-7-11 clutching things out. KG is the last member remaining on the side of Keepless Gaming, but not for long. EDG, the Dragon plus 5 kills in exchange for 4. They get a better end in that fight.
Yeah, after a grueling fight right there on the Dragon, EDG comes out on top, able to get the Dragon, able to get 5 kills. Although KBG did get 4 of their own, but the objective did go to the side of EDG. So added this replay, EDG just separated all of these fights into small, isolated pockets of aggression in the mid side. But when Daton was down, immediately EDG knew there was no smite available for KBG, so they took the dragon and then regrouped while KBG was scattered. They really didn't have the position yet until EDG was able to find another engage. There's so many close fights happening here, Ian, but at the end, it was 0-7-11 on this Hecarim just having more health and more damage to be able to take down the last two members of KBG.
Yeah, it's like 0-7-11 became like the ADC, being able to free it the entire fight, which was interesting to be seen as well. It was being ignored, and I don't think that's gonna remain the same here for Keepes Gaming. They have to take him down as fast as they can. However, they're not capable of doing that just yet. They're able to take 4 though, which is a good indication that they're starting to actually get their damage done against EDG, especially in that dragon fight. Right now, they're looking for war. Xiaojiang's gonna be the first target. Immediately, the NV is gonna be used here by the Daton. He's getting down, trying to go stealthy. He'll back away for the meantime, as Yu just tries to get that Edge of Night procced out. Unfortunately, not successful though. They do get the crown.
Yeah. Get the crown, takes a bit of that defensive passive away from the Kassin, but not for long actually, because they're gonna just back away. There's not gonna be a big fight happening because their objectives. The dragon is down, the Baron is still too big at this point.
Look at the gold. Look at the gold, Crazy Apple. Everyone is ahead of gold against on the side of EDG, except for Anra 9's matchup, and this is massive indication that Anra 9 is actually being so ahead right now. Xiaojiang taking too much damage, still goes in with a Grand Challenge as well. Immediately, the Daton is just going to be falling back. Anran, lingering in the area, will not connect the silence. Xiaojiang is looking to back away, does have the Honeydew to regain a partial of his health. EDG not continuing on to the Baron. Anran just poking Xiaojiang out. Great pressure actually being established by Keepes Gaming, even if this is not their time to actually fight this team.
That's not the time to fight just yet, but they do have some poke on their side. They do have the Ezreal to just delay EDG, scare them away. And I want to go back to your point, right? Anra 9 having more gold right now on his matchup in the mid lane. It's just really showing how this Kassadin is scaling up into the game. You mentioned, right, the 15-minute mark. It's going to be crucial here for KBG. If they can get more ahead, if they can get a couple of wins, if they can get a couple of fights that goes into their favor, this Kassadin might just explode and EDG won't have a way to deal with him later on. But at the same time, EDG knows that possibility. So that's why they're positioning themselves near this Baron. They want to bait KBG in. If they can bait KBG into a fight and turn it into a win for them, they can turn things around and give that momentum for them to be able to win the game.
Yeah. It's actually so much greatness on the side of Keepes Gaming this time around, especially on their scaling composition. Right now, KJ is going to be entering the pit. The jump around, the knock-up actually towards you. Are they going to be getting sealed? That's it! And Keepes Gaming right now is going to be able to shine the most. Anra 9 Sham actually onto the backline immediately. 0-7 is going to be taking him down, but he's there for the follow-up. The Daton as well, lingering in the area. KG as well. Looking to back away this time around. They're happy with the Baron. Alone is alone there on the top side, not helping out the rest of the team. They're willing to just give this away for now. And Keepes Gaming getting the moment.
That was a disaster for EDG. KBG making the most out of the situation. They knew that EDG was trying to spring a trap on them.
Yeah.
And instead of EDG going for a fight, they went for a 50-50 Baron, which the Daton won with the steal, and now the Dragon is being started.
Yeah, Xiaojiang as well being intercepted. KG getting the ruthless spread. Immediately the onslaught of Xiao is going to be initiated there by 0-7-11. Looks like KBG is going to be giving the second dragon away here for EDG's taking. They got the better objective a while ago. The Baron still is on their side.
Kind of a consolation prize for EDG, you could say, because yeah, the better objective did go to the side of KBG, but it's still the dragon in favor here for EDG. If Elder just does come up, they will be able to get a bit more from that buff. The Daton is far behind them right now. If there's going to be a big engage in the mid lane, he could very well assassinate the members here. The two AD carries coming in from EDG.
Yeah, watch you. When he strikes, the Daton will follow up. Surely, Keepes Gaming looking for an entry here towards EDG. They have to be very, extremely careful, cautious in every single angle that can be made here by Keepes Gaming. We have seen such prowess in team fighting from Keepes Gaming already, and they want to do that right now as well. Nangri taking a lot of damage already. The barrage is going to be connecting towards many members on their side as well. The Daton still patiently waiting for an opening. Not trigger happy just yet. not setting trap, not taking the bait here of EDG. They're willing to play this patiently, especially because they have the calm right now that can just thrive. Then later the game goes by, but this time Yu's gonna be initiated here. Yu's trying to deal the damage. Stace is gonna be used for some time here. Jam finally engaging onto the fight. The Riftwatch gonna be doing the damage, doing the work. The Thon as well gonna be penetrated here a little bit. They lose the Hecarim. Zero Stability is gonna be down. They had that Pulverize is not gonna be preventing KBG from engaging the Truce Barrage as well. The damage is too much already coming in from Chauma, and EDG starting to lose this game.
Yeah, EDG has taken the bait from KBG, and KBG strikes back. They're able to take this turret now in the mid lane. Baron is open for the taking of them as well. And now, this is KBG's game now. KBG has scaled into the game. This Ezreal is fully online. The Kassadin is fully online. And even though EDG does have 2 AD carries in their composition, the Kassadin is gonna be such a huge threat on them. Even the Kha'Zix is gonna be such a huge threat that it's gonna be hard for these AD carries to just freely
so
hit.
Hard.
So it's the damage output that you'd expect. It won't be there. It's gonna be harder for them to be able to throw these damage. And look at the difference now in the gold. Earlier on it was all blue, and now it's almost all red. Only the Tristana being ahead on the counterpart.
Yeah, and most of the lead as well still remains on Andra 9. Interesting that he also possesses a lot of gold lead against Langui, which is going to be very important as well because of the items he's going to be able to pick up to help out in the front line. But also very important that when you look at both of the junglers right now, Keepers Gaming and EDG as well, because the Elder Dragon is going to be available this time around. Even if EDG is very far behind right now, they get the Elder Dragon without that much casualties. They can still clutch out this game, and they're very capable of doing that. That's why Keepers Gaming is giving them so much respect. Look at the trap they are setting up right now. Andra 9 going towards the Pride Brush in their bottom lane. We see as well Vision being established by Keepers Gaming just to check out all the areas. The Scuttle Crab has been taken by KBG as well, just to have Vision priority compared to EDG.
Yeah, the discipline on KBG timing out the package that you picked up. There's no more package now. No big ability on the side of EDG. KBG starting out this Elder Drake right here, but there's a big flank from Andra 9. This could catch EDG off guard.
Yeah, Andra 9 is going to be spotted out though by a Vision. This time it's going to call EDG to back away. Langui though taking a lot of damage already. Jam Spit pushing into the top lane. We have seen this situation before. KG has done it before against Thundertalk. And EDG wants to get a try on it as well. They're pressing down into the top lane. Renical is going to be having a bit of a hard time against the Fiora. The charge is going to be going in on Langui. 1v1. Kassadin is going to be winning here against Alone. He has to jump away. EDG right now low in HP. Everyone's just going to be obliterated here by Keepers Gaming. And Xiaojiang's last to remain here on their side. Keepers Gaming right now running it down mid.
Yeah, they don't even need to take the Elder Drake here. Guiyang, Xiaojiang trying to recall, but it's gonna be cancelled here by KG. This is gonna be KBG getting the win here in game 1.
In a clean fashion as well, Crazy Apple. It has been so methodical by Keepers Gaming. They know the strengths of EDG and they have mitigated it to the T. And it has been an extravagant execution by the #1 team right now, the former champions, Keepers Gaming, getting game number